with the state of the Republican Party, with the Bob Woodward book, with Mark Foley, and the Iraq War even, if Democrats don't make significant gains in November, what will that mean for the party?
We will make significant gains. I can't even think of any other possibility. We have the issues, we have the new direction, we have the candidates. We just have to get out the vote, and that's what we're trying to do now.
Why should young people vote? That's a huge problem. Why should young people vote?
Young people have the most at stake in the election because this is an election about change for the future, to make it better for them.
From the internet to the streets of Philadelphia, thousands have gathered here on a chilly afternoon at Independence Mall because they think their candidate, Ron Paul, is red hot. For UTV News, I'm Alex Bregman.
So you were once a Democrat, now you changed your party over the course of your career. Are you proud of the state of the Republican Party right now?
I think that party label is not the determinant. It's what the individuals do. And we have good policies in the Republican Party. There are good policies in the Democratic Party, but I think both parties can be improved. But I'm satisfied to be a Republican.
Without the war in Iraq, would you be where you are on the poll?
I don't know. I have to leave that to pundits and pollsters.
Now to MSNBC on campus. The Philadelphia Democratic mayoral primary is 4 months away, but we're keeping a close watch over this race, which is boiling over with twists and turns, aggressive campaigns, and scandal. Sounds pretty interesting, but students at the University of Pennsylvania aren't all that turned on. Joining us now, student reporter Alex Bregman. All right, Alex, good to see you. I should say, in the interest of full disclosure, you used to be an intern here, so
Yeah.
You're looking good.
Thank you.
Tell me about this race. Why is it so interesting? Who are all these people who want to be mayor?
Well, notoriously, or some would say notoriously, Philadelphia is a one-party town. So the Democratic primary coming up on May 16th, which is actually the day after our graduation, is really going to decide who is going to be the next mayor, even though a Republican did put his name into the hat to the ring last week. There's 5 Democrats running. There's 2 House of Representatives, members of the House of Representatives running, Bob Brady and Shaka Fattah, who is the front runner in this race. And Bob Brady, he's the latest to announce in the race, and he's been kind of closely tied, unfortunately for him, with Vincent Fumo, who was just recently indicted on charges of fraud, conspiracy, and obstruction of justice, though in Brady's defense, he wasn't mentioned at all in the indictment, and you are innocent until proven guilty, so he's kind of trying to run on those 2 points in that issue. And then you've got Tom Knox, who is kind of almost the Michael Bloomberg of this race. He's a multimillionaire. He was the CEO of United Healthcare, and he's the only candidate so far, up until yesterday, to have any campaign ads on television. And it's actually helped him in the polls. He's second so far in the latest polls. Shaka Fattah is leading him. Bob Brady trails the 5 candidates. Michael Nutter is the other candidate, as well as Dwight Evans.
So if all of this isn't enough to get students interested, what are they interested in, Alex?
Well, I asked students what issues can these candidates address that will get you more engaged, and they said crime. We had 406 murders in the city of Philadelphia last year alone, and then education, trying to better educate the Philadelphia community, which some would link with the crime rates. But it's kind of ironic because if students have been following the campaign at all, they would have noticed that those 2 issues are very much on the forefront of this campaign. So the candidates are addressing the issues the students want. They're just not addressing them at us.
Well, not everyone can be as smart and as well-informed as you are, Alex. It's good to see you again. We'll talk again, I'm sure. Thanks very much.
Talk to you soon.
The bins are stacked and ready to go, as leaders of the Penn Environmental Group are hoping to make blue the new green. Frustrated at the lack of recycling opportunities off campus, leaders of the group decided to do something about it. The students figured if you bring them, they will come.
Well, there's always been sort of a murmur, wondering questions, how do I do this, how do I do that? You got a lot of kids from, cities that in this country are very good at recycling and very good at, caring about the world around them. And Philadelphia is not really one of those cities, and there's people that wish that it was. So we're sort of trying to help them make that change.
Surprisingly, getting the bins was half the battle.
So we're going door to door, knocking on the door, ask people if they have a bin already. If they don't, obviously we're giving it to them, signing out to the city. And you know, almost more important than the bin is just giving people the information about how to recycle.
With the bins now in place, it's now up to these volunteers to distribute them, nearly 1,000 bins to residences between 38th and 42nd Streets. Volunteers are hoping that the bins also will send a message.
Where I live, I know that there's a ton of stuff that can be recycled and isn't. So, I mean, if we can just canvas a pretty big portion of the student body, like, it'll help get recycling and hopefully change people's attitudes in the future.
And so far, this message seems to be sinking in.
I mean, there have been multiple times where people have asked, do I recycle? And up until this point, I've said no, but now I'll say yes.
The hope is that these blue bins will get Penn students to go green. For UTV News, I'm Alex Bregman.
I'm Alex Bregman. Here's a quick look at the headlines. Hold the presses. Rupert Murdoch has sealed a deal to buy Wall Street Journal owner Dow Jones & Company for $5 billion. This, of course, ends a century of family ownership and adds a crown jewel to Murdoch's News Corp. It was all made official this morning after the deal finally won enough support from a deeply divided Bancroft family, though the deal does promise that a member of the family or another mutually acceptable person will be appointed to News Corp's board of directors. Journal publisher Gordon Crowitz wrote a letter to skeptical readers in this morning's edition that promised, quote, the same standards of accuracy, fairness, and authority will apply to this publication regardless of ownership. We'll see. Following an overnight stay at a Maine hospital, the United States Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts has been released after suffering what is being called a benign idiopathic seizure on Monday. The court's spokeswoman says Roberts has, quote, fully recovered from the incident and only suffered minor scrapes and a fall after having the seizure. Roberts, who at age 52 is the youngest Supreme Court justice on the bench, experienced a similar seizure in 1993, though he has no known medical conditions. In other political news, the FBI and IRS have searched the home of Republican Senator Ted Stevens in his state of Alaska as part of an investigation into his links to the oil services company Veeco Corp. In May, Bill Allen, then the chief executive of Veeco, along with a vice president, Rick Smith, pleaded guilty to several federal corruption charges and admitted paying over $400,000 to bribe Alaskan lawmakers. In response to the raid, the longest-serving Republican senator in U.S. history simply said in a statement, quote, the legal process should be allowed to proceed so that all the facts can be established and the truth determined. Finally, tonight in sports, history will have to wait at least one more day as Barry Bonds, Alex Rodriguez, and Tom Glavine miss their opportunities to reach 3 different baseball milestones Tuesday night. So Bonds remains 1 home run shy of tying Hank Aaron's record at 755. Rodriguez is stuck 1 homer short of 500, and Glavine's win count remains at 299. I guess there's always tomorrow. That's a look at the news this hour. I'm Alex Bregman.